Yeah, good morning, Fabio.
Morning.
Very excited to be here with you this morning. So we'll be talking about TFA structure, what's better TFA, the roadmap, the goals you have. Of course, one of the things that fascinates me also is you focusing on younger kids compared to the senior adults. Talk to me about TFA. How did the idea of TFA get better?
TFA was driven by passion. I mean, a lot of us young, when we were young, wanted to be footballers. We didn't have the opportunity to. We could play football so well. We played on the street. Your mom sends you inside. You can't be a footballer. Football is not a great thing to do at all. So I tried to be a footballer like every other person, right? I didn't get the right pathway, the right opportunity. And then I decided to go into school, corporate world and all. So TFA is driven by that passion first, the passion for the love of football first. And it's also driven from the fact that a lot of people are under-opportuned today, right? I want to build a platform where that kid that I was actually gets the right opportunity, the right structure, the right pathway, or have the opportunity to become a footballer. Even if at the end of the day, he doesn't become a footballer, but he or she knows that, hey, this was a platform, right? And for me, that's what better TFA.
Leads me to my second question. Why focus on the younger folks when every other person is trying to focus on the almost ready guys that can be easily shipped to Europe to continue their career? Why focus on the younger ones?
Yeah, I think that's a big question. And honestly, I actually saw a gap. Right. A lot of people are focused on the older ones, like you said. But first question is, before that guy became ripe, for you to take him to Europe or take him to a professional club or whatever it is, right? He passed through something, right? He was younger. Why are you not interested in that pathway of when he was younger? Why are you majorly interested in when it's pretty big? Now, the gap I noticed is these kids are left to develop themselves on the streets, in the local places they play. And then if any of them survives to be good, then you see him when he's old and say, oh, this guy is a superstar, this guy is a potential money for me, this guy is a potential great player. Then you take him. Nobody is actually looking at those kids when they're kids, give them the right pathway. And what you find out today is that a number of players or people want to be footballer, but only 5% or 10% of them makes it, right?
Yeah.
I think that is because we have not had the right structure. They get to big age and they need to swim themselves. So for me, I'm focusing on when they are first underdeveloped, when they are first passionate about it, and then I'm focusing on that long journey. So that's where the big gap is. And if you look at the developed countries in football today, if you look at UK, for instance, or even Europe, they create that very strong pathway. They train the kids right from when they are very young, from 3 years old or whatever case it is. So it's that gap that I've noticed in Nigerian football, and that gap I want to create an impact in.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense. And one other thing that actually amazed me, and I'm grateful for having the opportunity to ask, is you've offered millions of naira in scholarship to children or kids from underdeveloped area. What really drives this initiative? Could it be as a result of your own background, or could there be something you are seeing that we are not seeing?
Honestly, if we look at Nigerian football, let's even look at the global football, you'll find out that the most successful or the great players came from those backgrounds. Right? They come from that background that is unstructured, that you are walking on the street and then you see a bottle of water, you start to raise it, you start to kick it, right? Nobody's teaching you the simple techniques, right, of things. Now, even with that, right, you find out that these guys have very less opportunity to explore that side of football. So what I've done is, first, because I know there are a lot of kids out there that are pretty good in these places, and they might never see the light of the day in terms of football because nobody's really looking at that place. Okay, if people are even looking at that place, football is even expensive from the young age for players like that. You need to buy a football boot, you need to go to the right training, you need to feed well, their parents are are really not, well to do to support them. They're actually supporting other things. There's education side of things, so I really focused on those kids that the first thing for them is not to be a footballer because they want to make money. The first thing for them is the love, is the passion, is the mindset, right? So we go to those kids, we identify them. There are a lot of them. We identify them and then we support them even beyond football, general life. Support their parents, support them in education, make sure they're training well, buy them kits, make sure they have the mindset that is relaxed and is focused. And what we've seen so far is that there are a lot of talent in those hidden places that you cannot easily find. Super talents, I tell you, super boys.
Yeah, speaking of hidden talent on the street of Lagos, Abuja, all over Nigeria, there are thousands, if not millions of them.
Exactly.
So what are the qualities you look out for in these kids that makes you think, oh, this is the next big thing for us, or this is the kind of kid I want in my academy? There must be some sort of qualities that you benchmark against. What are these qualities?
So for me, when I'm scouting a boy within this area and that age, the first thing that I'm looking for is the mindset, right? For that level, beyond football. The mindset of leadership, the mindset, the hunger. You see it in these boys, right? You see that passion in them. So that's the first thing that I'm looking out for. And then the second thing that I'm looking out for is this guy is performing in a restricted opportunity space. Right. How is he performing in that space? He's not letting that space limit in. You will see it in them. He's not worried. He's playing as if he's playing in the Champions League already. He already has that hunger. He's playing as if he's playing in the World Cup already. You see that passion. So in my head, I'm like, if you don't take this boy out of this restricted space and give him the tools to succeed, right? Will he succeed? So two things. First is the mindset for me, for this kid. They have to be hungry. You have to be hungry for it. The second thing, for me, I think technicality is easily trained. You can train technicality. But when you see technicality born, then you know that this is natural. So those are the things that I pretty much look out for. This third part actually affects when you join us and when you take some time with us. We look at attitude too. Right. Attitudes of life, values of life beyond just football. You can't join. I'm not going to pick that kid that is very good but is rude. I'm not going to pick that kid that is very good but is not. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, that's basically the first simple thing that we do to bring them.
Moving forward, when these kids join, TFA, for instance, with my understanding, there are a lot of tremendous, opportunities. Speak to me about, the scholarship opportunities for the 1% of the 1% here at TFA. What does it look like, and what pathway is on ground for these kids to be able to grow through their career?
So I tell people, I tell the parents that if your kid is part of the TFA prospect, it's a great thing. Even the kids know. If I walk into Ajegunle today, I will watch for a while. I will identify one boy, say, hey, this boy is a TFA prospect. I say that from that moment on, everything that has to do with that boy, football-wise, family-wise, some of them education-wise, is going to be borne by TFA. Imagine you're playing somewhere and then a scout comes and the scout tells you, oh, we're from Arsenal. You understand that excitement. You think, you believe, oh, your whole life has changed. That's what TFA is doing. So if I use a simple example, I pick you from the street, you get a full TFA scholarship from, you don't pay for trainings, you don't even pay for transportation to training, which those things that you would normally do, right? We don't bore your parents with this thing. We also make sure that, you're well fed. We also make sure that, for me, everything that has to do with your life, we tend to support you with it. Some of them, we have situations where we're speaking to them. If the hindrance for your big success is also maybe your parental situation, right? We look at your parents, we also support them, things outside of football. So a TFA scholarship for those kids is a whole life scholarship. It has nothing to do with only when you're on the field. Because for TFA, we're not just building that footballer, We're building that all-round human. I want you to get a TFA scholarship and know that, hey, I'm moving from sleeping on the mat, all right, to sleeping on a mattress bed. I'm moving from staying under candlelight to staying under air condition. I wish I had TFA scholarship. It would have been great. So that's it in simple terms for us.
Yeah, I think that is a whole lot.
It is.
In Nigeria, you're doing a tremendous job. I'm not sure there are a lot of academies that offer this kind of scholarship, maybe an handful of them, and hopefully more people invest in this critical sector, I would say, or
Very critical
aspect, because these are the kids that will grow to becoming under 17, under 20, and one day represent the Super Eagles. And that brings me to my next question: how do you manage situations where a lot has been invested in a child in terms of their emotional aspect, their gameplay, create the right atmosphere for them to develop, but somehow their development stalls, or they do not improve the way that has been anticipated based on all the support that has been given by the TFA team?
I mean, if I say we have a template to manage them, then I would lie, because again, this is also very dynamic between different kids, right? But for us, one of the first things that we try to do or have in our mindset is that not all of them will end up being what we hope they will be, right? And that's why we have a 360 structure that makes sure that beyond football, we're building these kids to be useful to themselves, right? It's not easy managing these things. It's a situation of, it looks like you've put a lot of investment into this kid or into this boy, and it never becomes what he wants to become. So to manage that, first thing that we've done is to do a reality check within ourselves, to know that, hey, not all of them is going to be Lionel Messi, not all of them is going to be Neymar, JJ Okocha, Victor Osimhen, right? But we don't want to build that child that if it doesn't become a Victor Osimhen after all these years of building, right, it becomes a nobody in the society, and then it becomes a problem in the society. So that's the reason why we've added other things to it. There's education side of it, and education even in football education, right? You are not just learning to be a footballer. If you learn and you're not a footballer, at the end of the day, A, you can be a coach, A, you can be a player manager, A, you can be this, or you can go into corporate world. But the biggest gap there is that if you look before, a child says he wants to be a footballer, he continues to play, he doesn't make it to be a footballer, then it becomes nothing in the society because maybe he decided not to go to school to be a footballer, he decided not to learn some technical works to be a footballer, and it becomes a liability in society. If you do some interviews for a lot of people on the street still struggling or doing some kind of jobs, and you say, most of them will say, I wanted to be a footballer, I played here, I played here, I played here, I played here, that. So understanding this, that's how we basically manage it. But we know that with the right structure, the probability of the number of kids that we put in this pathway to actually be successful has been increased. If the probability before for a kid that we saw on the street was 20, joining TFA takes that probability to about 80%.
Leads me to my next question. There is a very robust and good structure TFA has set to ensure the progress and prosperity of any kids that comes into the academy. There is a whole lot of investment that has been put into this program. There is a holistic and comprehensive scouting agenda on ground to also make sure that these kids with the right talent are in the academy. So speak to me about the coaches and the staff. How do you unpick the coaches that would shape the destiny of these kids? What are the ways you find, the best coach for these kids to be able to thrive?
Oh, great. That's a big one because today, without the level of TFAs, we get a lot of people want to join the team as coaches, big CVs, big things, you understand, doing a lot of things. And then when we say no, they really get surprised because they feel, oh, I'm a coach, I've done this, I've done that, I've coached this. So for me, the first thing, every level of recruitment that goes into TFA ends up with me. So I'm very much involved in everybody that comes, right? Beyond the footballing certificate, beyond the footballing experience that you have to bring to the table to join the TFA, the first thing that I'm looking for beyond football is that you would love the kids, or the kids will love you. So we're driven by love. We're driven by the passion and the care that we have for these kids, right? Because again, they are kids. If you don't love kids, kids can frustrate you, right? So the first thing is love. So for us, first, I need to find out, right? I need to see that this person, beyond the technique, beyond the drills the person will bring to the table, beyond this, the person will love the kids. I need to know that this person is driven by building, not driven by immediate success. Because you need a lot of patience. For us, the patience is very, very big, right? And then the second thing is you're not looking for immediate success. You're looking to build, right? You're looking to build, and TFA is that place that gives you the opportunity to build. Those two things stands out for me, yeah.
One of the other things we should chat about is also the opportunities for these kids. There are a lot of opportunities at every point, but there's what I refer to as patient opportunities, because when you deal with kids, there's going to be a lot of setbacks, a lot of learning, unlearning and relearning, and every opportunity comes at a cost. So what are the opportunities that are on ground for the best of these kids? And I say the best of the best, so it doesn't look as though anybody in TFA needs to be in every single competition. No. Absolutely. So what are the opportunities for these kids, especially from the ones that come from an underprivileged background? Like, we're still going to chat about those that came from Ajegunle, Agbeso, and on their way to a very big tournament. So you chat with me about the opportunities that are bound for these kids.
So what we've done is to actually create what I call our pathway pyramid. And that pathway pyramid guides us at every level. We also understand two things. One is every child develops and grows at a different pace. There's an early developer and there's a late developer. So our pathway has made sure that whether you're an early developer, you get that opportunity, which I'll speak about. Whether you are a late developer, within the pathway, you get that opportunity. And then what's that pathway for us? That pathway is building your technicality, the base of that pathway. So a kid can come, very good ball sense, very good passion, but his technicality, he needs to learn the basics and all. It's on that pathway, getting you ready. On the next of that pathway is that kid that is underprivileged, very good technical-wise, ball sense-wise, but not exposure-wise, right? We have something we've called the TFA Future Liga. We unpick and select academies with similar age grade, good structure, the best of the best, right? And we create a tournament for them that is, I'll give you the World Cup level for young kids, right? U12, that is as intense as that level. In the last tournament, we saw 8-year-old crying. We saw passion, right? That gives you that opportunity to know your standard, to say, oh, this. And then on top of that, we have what we then call the next gen, right? That kid that has passed through that Future Liga, but then we need to know, is he ready for the next level, right? We have that. We have something we call the showcase. The showcase is different opportunities that exposes you to the different ways where your career can go. We have educational showcase where we have scholarships with universities in the US. We have showcase with professional clubs where we bring in some scouts. Over the years, we've brought in scouts from Germany, from Turkey, from Portugal, from Spain. We show these kids. We have international tournaments that we go for. We've done the FC Bayern Youth Cup before. There's one big one that is happening this year also. I'm sure we'll talk about it. We also have that, and also the opportunities are always there, irrespective of your level. Right? If your level is a development level, right, we have the opportunity to see and check balance if you've passed that level or you're good in that level. So opportunities abound. We have partners across the world, right? But for us, the most important thing is to make sure that we have players and kids that are opportunity ready. We don't want to take a kid to an opportunity when he's not ready. So that's where the pathway comes in. The pathway gets you ready for those different opportunities there.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense and takes me to my next question. Talk to me about the Porto International Cup that is set to hold at Portugal on the 1st of April to 4th of April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And I'm more interested in the players that are going to represent TFA on this global stage. So why the Porto International Cup?
Porto International Cup is a big one for us, and I'm excited, to talk about it. Why is it a big one for us? A lot of tournaments internationally happens. A lot of academies in Africa go. But the truth is, most of them go for the U18, U17, U20 tournament, because everybody sees the tournament as an opportunity to go there, scout sees the player, and scouts pick the player. So when we announced that we're going for an international cup with an under 12 team, it was a big thing. We had calls. Oh, what are you trying to do? What will you gain in it? Oh, the players are great, so young and all. And that takes us back to why. The Porto International Cup for us is that opportunity that blows up these kids. Imagine a kid from Ajegule. Nobody in his family has ever left the vicinity of Lagos, living Nigeria. It's beyond football. It's what is changing in that community. For us, is a big cultural exchange. For this kid that 1 year ago, the only thing that he sees or hears is Okada rolling around, people screaming, right? Would actually go on a plane, fly out on a plane and play football with white kids. That's big. That is impact. That is life-changing. Now, that answers the reason for Porto International Cup, or is exposure, development, perspective changing. The world becomes bigger in the eyes of these kids, that even after that experience, right, they will come back and give hope to kids like them. Kids like them somewhere will hear about it, right, and know that it is possible. That's one side of it. Second side of it is when you go to these bigger tournaments, right, Nigeria is a big country when it comes to football. Trust me, there are some academies abroad that is not up to our playing standard. When you go to this kind of tournaments, for instance, some of the games you're playing are not really impacting anything to the kids. We unpicked this tournament for few reasons. We wanted to understand what is the playing level. It's not about going to win. It's not about being scouted. It's not about getting a club from there. It's about the development and the opportunity, life-changing, family-changing, that these kids are going to get. That experience is not only going to change them, it's going to change their entire family. It's going to change the few ones that are not traveling with them, but gives them that opportunity to say, hey, there is the possibility beyond where I see. So that's it for me, basically.
Yeah, opportunities, yes, exposure, making them experience like a paradigm shift in terms of the possibilities that can, become theirs if they work hard and they're on the right path. But it takes me to the financial aspects of this. It's a lot of money, and these kids are young. They're not going to sign a professional contract in under 5, 4, or even 7 years.
Absolutely.
How do you manage the business aspect of the academy to start with? Because this is patient and long-term investing. How do you ensure that the right investment is always readily available for these kids until they are able to sign a professional contract without putting so much strain on you and threatening maybe the ongoing concern of the academy to start with?
That's a big one, because today we have no sponsors. Everything of the academy is privately owned. There's no sponsors, there's no big brand. Today we have a reach of over 200 to 300,000 kids, right? We have that reach. If TFA says TFA is coming to Ibadan for something, a lot of kids, parents will bring it out. If TFA says TFA is coming to Ajegule, a lot of kids, people would come out, because it's like we talked about the scholarship. One, we can go to Ibadan, spend 1 month, and we're only picking one person.
And it's a lot of logistics
A
and
big lot of logistics. So we need to also be sure that this one person is who we want to to put our investment in. And then goes to your question to say, how do we fund it if we don't have sponsors, right? So beyond this part of TFA, T Future Academy Limited is a business entity of its own, right? The Future Academy football side of it is one side of that business entity, that is the face of the business entity, right? We're into sports event management. We've done a lot of watch parties. We're into corporate events in terms of football, still within football side of things. But again, the biggest side of our funding comes from people that also believe in this pathway, right? Today we have a facility of our own. How many academy has a football pitch of its own, right? The facility, to start the facility, came from an investor that says, hey, I like what you guys are doing. I see what you guys are doing with the kids. I know that you guys would need a location. This is my own investment in it. Let's see how we can see payback when XYZ happens, right? Yeah. We have a lot of that, right? We have a lot of family and friends that come and say, we want to support in this, we want to support in that, right? But again, those things are really not enough, right? There's a lot of, private investment that comes from me as the founder, right? That feels that, hey, this is my passion, this is my business, and I take a lot of, funds that I make from other businesses or other works that I do into it, right? It's still not that strong, right? But again, to answer your question is, we have a strong belief and a strong structure that this is a long-term investment. That's the conviction we've given ourselves when we started. This is a long-term investment, and the ROI would actually come out after a particular time. And then it's not just assumption. We've looked at different structures like that. If you go and look at Luka Modric was in an academy in his home country, right? And they spent a lot of funding on that academy. And then when they saw people like Luka Modric, it was like times 50 of whatever it is that they've spent. Now, if you also then look at even the established clubs today, right? Man City today, my City Football Group has a lot of clubs across with different academies, training young players to sell on the there. So for us, that's it. But again, it doesn't still say that we are self-sufficient. Today, we're very open to sponsors, partners, people that also believe in kids, even beyond football, right? We have a program we've started which we've called Adopt a Prospect, which means you can come watch any of our games, see that talented player and say, hey, I want to adopt this kid within the TFA structure, whatever. So we're very open to that. Irrespective of these things coming in, we've created a structure that can self-support itself. You know that beyond that, we have a football school where parents bring their kids, they pay some sort of fees, and then we train them. We offer one-on-ones training in our facility, not to only upcoming players, even to professional players. Professional players will come down, we have our pitch there, right, and they use it. We also offer football equipment. If you come to the academy training, for instance, you'll be surprised the kind of equipment you would see, top level equipment, right, that you would see. We use technology, we use a drone flying around, we use a lot of things, right? So there's also that business side of things. But again, we're open to partners, to investors, and anybody that feels that this pathway is what they want to put in. And I'm sure that's one of the reasons why I decided to speak about it.
That is pretty commendable, because the only way an establishment like this can keep growing is by constant support, from people also. And if only the general populace are putting the kind of investment they put on the older folks, on the younger folks, I think it's really going to have an effect on how we play and how we develop talent here in Nigeria.
Speaking on that, I think it's an exposure issue, and I'll explain it. When we play our U12 and our U13 games, right, and I try to invite people for the first time, they say, what am I coming to watch in a U12 game or in a U13 game? I say, just come and watch kids, right? And when they leave, the kind of comments that we get, no, this can't be U12 game, this can't be U13 game. There was a scout of ours, right, that came to Nigeria from the UK. He came to Nigeria to watch the older guys. So he had about 2 days to leave. I said, okay, your last day, my boys are playing U12, U13. Just come and watch them. Let's spend some time. Let's talk. And he came and he watched them. And I remember his words to me. He said, Fabio, I've spent 2 weeks in Nigeria and I've watched games, NPFL games. Yes, they're professionals, they play well, but I've not watched real football as I've watched today. The kids,
Wow.
their decision making, the way they play, the technicality is beyond even what I see where I'm coming from, right? Instantly, he identified about 4 kids he wants to work with. And that's why we always say, come to our arena, come to El Cespedes. We have U10 games, we have U13 games. Take a break from the big games and then come and watch these boys. So for me, it's an exposure thing. We need to expose this level of playing out there the most, right? That's why we have Future Liga, which is that league. So if that exposure happens, I think people's mindset will start to change around that.
Final question is, how do you manage the challenges that comes with running an academy? Because there's absolutely no way you won't face challenges every market days. But how do you manage these challenges and what keeps you personally going?
I won't single out an academy from every other business. It's a business to us, right? And every business has its own challenges. And right before you go into that business, you probably have done your SWOT analysis and know that, hey, this will pop up and this will pop out. Now, why it's a bit harder with an academy in Nigeria is it's not a business that the revenue is instantly. For me, I'm an entrepreneur all-rounder, right? Yeah. An entrepreneur driven by passion for me is what gets me going. I have a strong conviction and a strong belief in what I am doing. I've seen it work if done properly, right? Yeah. And finally, for me, it's the passion behind it. If I didn't have the passion, I wanted to be a footballer. If I didn't have the passion in this business, then I would have given up. Every week there's a new challenge, right? And finally, like I said, how we pick our coaches. You see, my love for the society, my love for kids, my background, my growing up, and how I knew that, hey, if I get this opportunity that I'm given now, if I had it, things would have been different, right? So I want to impact. So what these children will become, what I see that they will become is what moves me. I want to be part of that story. I want to be able to build people from these kids. And tomorrow I'm seated back and I'm excited about what it is. So knowing the end and being strong about the end, which is a very, very green hand, keeps me going. I'm focused on that thing out there. So that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Fabio.
Thank you. Really excited about this. Great job you're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you.